Organic farming, simple, healthy, the way to save the planet. Indeed, as our world faces an alarming global warming crisis, more and more people are awakening to the benefits of organic farming. Ever concerned for the welfare of Earth and all her inhabitants, Supreme Master Ching Hai frequently calls for the world to embrace the practice of organic farming.
The benefit of organic farming is immense, including great advantage to both human health and the environment. Organic farming actually restores the topsoil and cleans the air and water supplies even. It is even good for animals, all beings on this planet, including even trees and land, in part because it does not use chemical fertilizer or pesticides. Now, scientific studies have found that organic farming not only reduces energy usage and produces less CO2, which helps lower greenhouse gases, but it actually allows the soil to absorb even 40% of presently in the air CO2 emission. Before we even invent any technology to reduce CO2, or before we even reduce all the cars and transportations, if we go organic, we reduce 40% of the current CO2 in the air already, and the daily emission. Organic farming not only helps to protect the planet, it will even help to eliminate hunger.
Considerate viewers, on today's Planet Earth, our loving home, we are joined by one of our association members who is an organic farmer in South Africa. Mr. John Lefferts has been kind enough to guide us through the basics of organic farming. So let's go take a look. I'm from the Western Cape, Plettenberg Bay, a place called Witterdrift. We've been here for 2 years, and we had to tackle a farm that was used as a grazing land, and we found that the land was very depleted of goodness. And for us, the most important element was to try and put back humus, compost, back into the soil, mulch. Humus is decomposed organic matter, which helps plants to grow. Mulch is a protective covering put in the soil to lessen water evaporation, to inhibit weed growth, to keep soil temperature steady, and to enhance the overall richness of the soil.
The soil that we have here is very clayey, so it requires air, and the only way we can get air into it, because it becomes very compacted with rain, is by putting this wonderful humus with it. Obviously it starts a whole worm population because they can breathe inside the soil. All the microorganisms can survive, and basically that's the secret to really growing a good product, is to have very healthy soil which has got good aeration, good drainage.
A ridge style arrangement of the land has many advantages.
The second step is to make ridges on this land. Then we fill that with some of the mulch to be able to get better drainage, because the soil here, as mentioned, has been a little bit overworked and it compacts because it's very clay. So in order to give the plants a better drainage, what we do is we ridge it up, and then we put mulch inside it. That gets mixed and the plants get planted on top. And obviously the healthier the soil, the better the product. And if you look behind me, you'll be able to appreciate that the ridging in itself creates this drainage that the plants so desperately need. In addition to that, we then cover the top of the beds with a straw, and that obviously conserves water. It allows us only to spray twice or 3 times a week instead of having to spray every day. This is a bale of the wonderful hay that I'm talking about. And what we do is we take this hay and we spread it not too thickly. We spread it on the top of our ridges, as you can see, on the eggplant in order to conserve moisture. So now, as mentioned, we put a nice layer of this straw inside, conserving the moisture. And if you look, it's so beautiful and wet and easy to dig with your fingertips. That's how wonderful the soil becomes. And then you put this nice straw, or hay as we call it, around the base of the plants to conserve water.
Strawberry cultivation is a fine example of where the use of hay is immensely beneficial.
Our strawberries are finished, but this is an interesting fact about strawberries. They're called strawberries because when the plant throws out its little flowers and they become berries, if you don't put straw, the berries will land on the soil and the insects and the worms and everything else will eat it from the bottom. But when you place a nice bed of straw, the strawberries land on it and they ripen beautifully without insects getting hold of them. Hence the word strawberries.
When we come back, Mr. Leveretz will tell us about the wonders of companion planting. You're watching Planet Earth, Our Loving Home. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.